Sarah passed, but other than that, he was a hard ass all the time. Pardon for the interruption, guys. But as I was saying, yeah, the overall overarching story theme, I should say, of the show is love and how far it goes and this and that. And it was showing. Actually, we'll get into this episode. Speak about love, episode 3. That was actually Sean says, is that still your favorite with Bill?
No, I think the second to last one is now with the crazy religious guy.
Yeah, that was great.
That one. Great. But before that, I would say yes, the one with Bill was the best. I just thought it was written really well. I'm not you. I mean, if you have been paying attention to us, I have my occasional LGBTQ rants, but like I said, I'm fine with the gay storylines if you know what I mean. It works, and you're not forcing it into personally, people are complaining about it. I've seen it less of, but like Ellie is in the game.
Yeah.
Bill was. You find out Bill was. So it's like, and they weren't like doing any. They were just two dudes living in a town. So it wasn't like there was this weird narrative. And it's like in reality, like that probably would happen a lot when the world goes to shit and you're living in a town all by yourself.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who shows up, you're just gonna be swinging that way. If it's a girl or boy, just roll the dice. Whoever pulls up. But I really like that one. That was really good. They showed you got to see like before the outbreak and how he didn't trust the government, how he was staying in his house.
God, that's so fire.
And how him building his town up, and like I thought that episode was awesome. That was probably my favorite one up until. I think I probably even liked that one better than the finale. But I think the best episode to me was 8, the one where
with Ellie's.
Where Ellie's they're gonna chop her up and eat her or whatever.
The cannibal people.
Yeah, that was amazing.
That was a great episode. But regarding the Bill episode, I really liked it because, like we said earlier, it was like it expanded. It took a 2-minute scene from the game where it was like we knew Bill was like such a dick the whole game to Joel and Ellie and all that. And then it just expanded on it and just turned this whole thing of like the whole love story talking about what was his name?
Frank.
Frank. It was Frank. Thank you, Frank. Talk about Frank and like the 2 minutes he's like he was my partner like in the game, and then you kind of got the innuendo.
Yeah.
But that was Bill's character. He's a hard ass, and same. And also during that time it was 2003 in the show, so obviously it wasn't as accepting back then. This and that and the third, so it would be. More regular, comical, more of a regular occurrence. For it to be closeted.
Yeah, it was much more out of place in 2003 compared to 2013.
Yeah, so that was a neat thing, and like I said, the whole building, and then one that I did not like though, this dampened with the score, is that we never got interaction with Bill and Ellie because that was always iconic in the game because Ellie's such a smart ass and Bill's such like a conservative, like in his fucking little box, don't touch my shit, and that was the whole thing. And I wish we saw that like a little interaction.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't do that. That was weird to me because I thought that like they were staying so true to that.
Yeah,
but I guess after that episode they wanted to give him a send off.
Yeah,
so I guess.
But yeah, Nick Offerman absolutely cuz. I mean, that's a perfect person to cast.
Yeah, he played that role great, and it's like the episode where him and Tess come and meet him for the first time, and Joel.
That's so funny. He's just like, "Can you please get your gun off the table?" And he just puts it down. It's so funny. But yeah, no, the Bill episode was, I'd probably agree, one of my favorites. Just because Nick Offerman killed it, and it got me wanting more of him. Like I wish that was my. I guess that's why I gave it a couple points off, just because I never got to see Bill interact now. But he was old as shit then. Like they showed him like Nick Offerman's actual age, and then it made sense though. Like it's been 20 years, he's old as shit. Same thing with Frank, he couldn't walk anymore. So I guess it makes sense why he wasn't. But he was in his own little world. But it made sense, practically speaking. So I'm not 100% mad at it, but I am slightly disappointed that we did not get to see Ellie and Bill interaction because that was funny as shit in the game. Because Ellie runs her mouth and then Bill does not want to tolerate that shit at all.
And she's like touching everything.
She is always touching shit. So yeah, that would have been really interesting to see. So now I'm pretty sure I cleared everything out. Oh, I do want to discuss the CGI. Just give it a quick shout out because, like I said, I want to know what the budget was because the one thing that stuck out to me the most, because they use Weta, and Weta is like used for everything. Like that's top notch CGI team, and like that had to be huge because remember that the finale, the giraffe, I honestly I've never questioned CGI until that. Like, truly, I'm not even trying to hype up the show more than I am, I guess. But I looked at the giraffe. I'm like, did they hire an actual giraffe? Because like, it looked perfect. Eventually, when you got super close and like you can kind of tell at some point, but like it took me like fucking forever to figure out if that was a actual giraffe or not. But yeah, did you find it?
Yeah, it says over 10 million an episode.
I was gonna say it had to be like 100 mil.
Yeah.
That I can believe.
That makes me think probably like 10 or 11 or 12 million an episode.
Yeah.
9 episodes, so over 100.
I mean, look how good the world
the zombies were awesome.
Yeah.
The clickers.
The prosthetics, the infected, that's what they call them. Infected clickers, boomers.
But like even the ones like when they were laying and they all turned over and there was just like everything about the show was, especially the CGI and the cinematography was awesome. The universe, they brought it to life very well. Even more so than like this just looks so realistic. Like Walking Dead has a lot of scenes where they're like traveling the countryside, but then always
they built in a system where it's like some dust on the road.
Yeah, like it's always like a back road, like you know what I mean. Some farm, they find some gated community. Like this one was like in Kansas City, in Boston.
Yeah,
we saw some tanks down there on the highway at all times. Like so, it's like. The CGI and the finding these closed down highways to do all this stuff is like awesome.
They had to build I'm pretty sure they built they built that the sniper episode when they were escaping. It was episode 5, I think. They had to build it was like an empty lot and they built all those houses. They built them from scratch. So I mean, obviously the interiors weren't done, but they built all those houses because they wanted.
We can't get the homeless off the street.
They move in there. Be extras on The Last of Us. That's how you get it.
Yeah, they're all kind of like zombies.
Yeah. But yeah, no.